Woo! Man, it is Thursday, isn't it, guys? Oh, I'm just tired. It's been a long week. It has been a super freaking long week. I hope y'all are having a great day. What's up, Donna? I hope she's out making people healthy, wealthy, and wise, or at least one of those three. Sarah, what's up? Marianne, how we doing? Wasp, that's right. Don't forget it. Hail to the king. Sean, what's up? Apparently, it's been a long year, to quote X-Wing, right? X-Wing's the one that says it's been a long year. Hang on one second, guys. I think this is still good. I got some watermelon the other day. Tastes fine. What's up, Bobby? Wash says she's had a busy week in Tennessee. Hey, y'all are the only tens I see. Okay, that felt weird. Let's rewind. How's everyone doing? Busy weeks in Tennessee, busy weeks here in South Carolina. We got some nice weather. Guys, it was like 80 degrees all this week. For my next week, it's gonna be like 60 degrees. I know, Sean. I know. I apologize. Liverpool. Forgot about that, Sarah. Got me a nice Arnold Palmer. Bobby, don't forget to let us know if we start sending out troops. Well, we're gonna do a bit of just kind of a chill stream. Hang on a second. Of course, Sarah. We know a lot about Liverpool. We know about Liverpool United. Liverpool actually came here to South Carolina and played a football match against Manchester United. Also, the Beals are from Liverpool, as well as my favorite James Bond, Timothy Dalton. He's also from Liverpool. Oh, Wasp heading down here to South Kakalaki. Well, if I was still in Charleston, we'd grab some lunch, but I am not in that hellhole anymore. Damn. Let's see. That's funny. So I think the main thing we're going to talk about. I don't know if anyone saw this on Twitter, but there is a lawsuit that what's his creek? Shib Creek. Oh, you're definitely getting some good grub. So there's a lawsuit that some professional Pokemon player named Dove of Loof has filed against the Pokemon Company International Incorporated. Lewis, yes. Lewis Barbecue has over on Lewis Barbecue on the peninsula, across the street from Home Team, has the best mac and cheese I've had in Charleston. It's incredible. And Hall Shop House is just mwah, fantastic. They do this weird thing though, where they'll ask you, so do you know what kind of cut of meat you want? And when I went, I was trying to be polite, and I was like, no, like what do you suggest? And she said, well, I'll be right back. And I was like, interesting. And she comes out with this thing of meat that just shows all the different cuts. And I'm sitting there thinking, lady, I feel like everyone's watching me right now. It was interesting. What's up, Spirian? Let's see. I don't know if I can pull this up. Can I? Damn it! I have to have a pace monitor account. Let's see if I can just find it. Law.com. Nope. Let's add lawsuit to the title or to the Google search. I can't find this on anything that I don't have to pay for. So, what's up, Hokies? So this lawsuit, I found an article earlier. What was it? The Independent? Oh, maybe I get the Associated Press. Nope. Okay, well, no, because I can't get into Pacer anymore either. Damn. Hey, there you go, Hokies. Hey, I did a little bit of stuff earlier today too. Um, if anyone's interested in Windrose, it's actually been a lot more appealing than I thought it would be after watching X-Wing play it. It's honestly it's been the closest I've gotten to like an Elden Ring type game in quite a while. And I've really enjoyed it. I was really hoping someone would have posted the what's it called? Hang on. Actually just texted me. Okay, yeah, I need to find this because what ended up happening was this I don't know if he's an American, if he's Israeli. They describe him as Israeli American. And he has filed a complaint or a lawsuit against the play against the Pokemon company because their play I guess is the name of the uh the contests, what the stuff they set up, the tournaments. That's what it's called. Play tournaments, claiming that they are in violation of his civil rights. He's filed this in the Central District of California. And let's see. So he filed this on Tuesday. Notice of assignment. It's been assigned to a U.S. magistrate judge. Twenty to a summons issued regarding the complaint. And there is a non-resident attorney, Matthew Lewis Menin, on behalf of plaintiff that has filed a notice of pro hac vice, meaning that he's not a resident of California. He's not barred in California, but he's going to be trying. He's basically asking permission to try the case. Let's see. Let me look up this law firm. So this is a Texas law firm. They've won Best Lawyer awards before. Interesting. And their practice areas are ADR, antitrust, appeals, bankruptcy, civil rights litigations, which is what this guy's claiming. He's claiming that Pokemon and Pokemon International have violated his civil rights because they don't host ranked matches, ranked tournaments inside of Israel. And he is claiming that in order for him to level up and gain ranks, he has to play outside of Israel, even though he's supposed to be an American, is my understanding. The article I read called him an Israeli American. Well, if you're American, just come play here. And so his claim is that I can't play in Israel, and that he's been trying to talk to people at Pokemon about this. He's been trying to talk to like a COO, a CFO, people that are in charge of play, and he can't get on the phone with anyone. No one will answer him, and that he went to a tournament, some big tournament, and he went to sign in, and they were like, "Hey, we'll let you come in, but only if you don't antagonize anyone. You can't be political here." And he said, "Okay." By the way, this is all claims that his attorney has made. We don't know if these are true or not. But he said, "Okay." And so he went, and he saw one guy was playing wearing the dumb little Palestinian handkerchief thing, the kerfuffle, whatever it's called. And they decided that, or he tried to go talk to the customer service type people and say, "Hey, can I get a meeting with whoever it is?" And did you not see in the Bill of Rights the right to catch them all? Oh, that's really funny. That's funny, Hokies. And so he ended up getting kicked out because they claimed that he had been like engaging in political speech and had been antagonizing people. He says that's not what happened, that I didn't do that at all. He ended up getting banned from tournaments. And so he is saying that Pokemon, the Pokemon company, play, all that, is discriminating against him based on his religious beliefs or his nationality. Why that they're not letting him make political statements and they're lying about it while they are allowing people to show up and be anti-Semitic, which is a legit complaint if it's true. But I haven't really seen. I don't really see the anti-Semite community in Pokemon, especially because there's a whole bunch of stuff from the early 2000s that claims that Pokemon is a attempt by the state of Israel to like steal your money. So I don't know. It's weird to me. The whole thing is weird. I'm gonna try to find the complaint, and I'm gonna try to get us to talk about it on XCast tomorrow. But it's very interesting. I was really hoping I could find it. Um, I mean, I could if I was willing to pay $50 to join Pacer Monitor, I could, but I'm not willing to do that. What's radar? Try for free. Huh. Hang on. This is it going to require consulting submit? It wants my company, King's Advisors. Okay, now it wants all sorts of personal information. I'm not doing that. I mean, Hokies, that's probably what it wants. This sucks, though. I don't understand how this kind of lawsuit has not already had a whole bunch of articles written about it, and like Google is not even giving me anything. It gave me stuff for this in when I was at work earlier. Pokemon news. Holy shit! This is all the way back in 2021. Pokemon Go shit. Remember, because we want everyone to Pokemon Go to the polls. God, this has been like buried. Lawsuit. Cleveland Jewish News. Let's see. Pooh this man. Oh, hang on. Nope. I'm always concerned about. Here we go. Here's the article I found. Okay, this is the one I read earlier. I'll share this and we can talk through this. An Israeli American competitive Pokemon player says he has been banned from competing professionally after being thrown out of the 2025 Pokemon World Championships, which he attended as a spectator, for allegedly violating the organization's no political outburst policy. So when I read this through probably about half this article, I just kind of assumed that Pokemon, because of their huge litigious shit with like Pal World and their attempt to control like the capturing system they have in Pokemon, the dueling system as well, that they way overreacted. And I just kind of figured, okay, this guy probably went somewhere and he was probably like wearing something and people freaked out over nothing. In an August 2025 message, the Pokemon Company International informed Doff Aloof that its rules compliance team has determined it to be in our best interest that your eligibility to participate and play Pokemon programs be suspended indefinitely, according to court filings obtained by the Independent. This suspension begins today. So he got banned 4, 5, 6, 7 months ago and is only just now doing anything about it. This is the thing that really annoyed me. Okay. I don't know if the Independent, I don't know if Justin wrote this article like this. Well, actually, I do. I know that he wrote this on purpose. But this is the kind of stuff that pisses me off about journalists. Aloof, the autistic grandson of Holocaust survivors, is now suing the Pokemon Company International over his banishment. Who your grandparents are have nothing to do with who you are. And the thing that I find so annoying about this is we're going to find out later on that he didn't do anything. He didn't like start waving Israel flags and saying, no, Hamas is terrible or any of this shit. He was literally just asking, he just wanted to go talk to some COOs and some people up in the company to say, hey, can we get some of this stuff actually in Israel so that a bunch of the like Israeli people that are big Pokemon people can play? That's all he was doing. So like if he was trying to defend, if there was a Iranian guy there saying, I gotta be careful. If there was an Iranian guy there saying specific anti-Semitic phrases, and then he felt like he needed to stand up and defend his grandparents and his country and stuff like that, that's different. But that didn't happen. So putting this information in here is all that's trying to do is make us choose a side, which is a terrible way to report news. Accusing the multinational entertainment behemoth of anti-Semitism and impinging on his civil rights. I did see Hokies asked, did you see that game that has Nintendo copyright? Hokies, I'm going to need you to retype that, buddy, because I think you just had a stroke. Clyde, make sure you get into our chat tomorrow to say that, because we're going to need that in the chat tomorrow. The 29-year-old Aloof says in a complaint filed Tuesday on his behalf by the National Jewish Advocacy Center that the blanket prohibition against him participating in any officially sanctioned Pokemon events is unfair and only came about thanks to a series of ill-fated misunderstandings. I've dedicated so much of my life to this franchise as one of my favorite hobbies, and the vitriol I've received from both Pokemon staff and several members of the international community is extremely disheartening. All I wanted was to see Pokemon expand their reach in the Middle East by giving my community an equal opportunity to compete. Again, I'm sitting here reading the thing this afternoon, and I'm like, this seems very reasonable. Like, when's the shoe gonna drop? Something crazy has to happen. I will say, this dude, someone needs to go search his computer because holy shit. You have again, him being autistic doesn't fucking matter. No one gives a shit, okay? You're an autistic young man who endures endless bullying his whole life. Again, who the fuck cares? I don't give a shit if you were bullied. I was bullied. Who cares? Why do you think I'm sitting here screaming at my computer on a Thursday night? He finally found the one place where he felt safe, Pokemon. And he somehow mustered the courage to leave the shell of autism and try his hand at advocacy for other Jewish and Israeli Pokemon players. The end result, an indefinite ban from his safe space. We will get justice for Dov. Sranthi Dev, a Pokemon Company International spokesperson, told The Independent, "We are unable to comment on pending litigation." Yeah. Again, his grandparents came over from Europe. Let's see. He regularly interacts with Arab Muslim Pokemon players in countries that do not or did not have diplomatic relations with Israel. Who cares? On a personal level, Pokemon has been an arena where Aloof can be himself and not be judged for being a weird autistic Jewish kid, for which he experienced severe bullying as a child. Again, honestly, the only bullying this kid deserves is the fact that he's wearing a Pokemon on him. Like he's literally got one chained to him. That's the only reason I would bully this guy. However, Israeli Pokemon enthusiasts are at a severe disadvantage in qualifying for the Pokemon World Championships compared with those in other countries. Uh, According to the complaint, getting in depends on players' ranking, which moves up or down based on their participation in tournaments officially sanctioned by the Pokemon Play program. But the complaint explains Pokemon tourneys in Israel are conducted outside the auspices of play. As Menon told The Independent, no matter how professional or organized the Israeli Pokemon scene may be, not a single game there counts towards international ranking for championship purposes. So again, like I get it, Pokemon is apparently telling people in one country you can't do this. The problem is Pokemon is a Japanese company, I believe. You know what? Let's find out. The Pokemon Company International. So they got a lot of them. So there is a United States-based Pokemon Company International. I'm guessing that they have, just because it's so fucking big, they just have a bunch of like subsidiaries basically. Um so this is kind of where the story begins. So Aloof began lobbying Pokemon to include local Israeli tournaments in the global ranking system, sending a handful of messages to the company via email, as well as a senior manager there who he connected with on LinkedIn. Already kind of weird to be messaging people on LinkedIn. And so he got really upset the complaint mentions that there's proof that that Pokemon has been like has supported players who are clearly anti-Semitic, fucking hell, Caleb. Anti-Semitic. Yeah, anti-Semitic. Holy shit. I felt like Jay there for a second. So he claims in the complaint there are claims that there are people that attend these Pokemon things that are ranked because they're able to go to ranked tournaments and they're anti-Semitic. And yet uh, Pokemon doesn't say anything, doesn't tell them, hey, you can't wear that handkerchief. Hey, stop saying these things like from the mountains to the sea. Stop doing that. They let all that go. Yet when he starts approaching different staff members saying, hey, can I talk to you about hosting tournaments in Israel? they've decided that's too much. So his claim is sort of similar to a lot of people's claims about conservative ideals being treated differently than liberal ideas. The problem is, and the problem that I have with the lawsuit is, why the fuck are you filing this in U.S. court? I mean, we know why, because decisions made in the courts of the United States are some of the most upheld decisions across the planet. But this seems like the wrong place. Like, take this to Japan. Pokemon's a Japanese company. Sue them in Japan. Say that they're being anti-Semitic in Japan. You don't need to take this here. Also, does he even live in California? Well, that's a good point too. But again, yeah, I mean they could. Um, so the correct jurisdiction for a did it happen in there? Is that where the thing was? Yes. Okay. There you go. That's why it's being filed in California because it happened in California. So where the best place to file a lawsuit, there's three places to file it. Um, where the event happened, where the defendant is at home, and where a bunch of the events occurred. So it's the sort of thing where if I'm driving, like let's say I'm moving from New York to Oklahoma and I get a car accident in Ohio. I think you could drive through Ohio. Um, you could file in Oklahoma, you could file in Ohio, or you could file wherever the defendant that hit you is living. Probably Ohio would be my guess. Okay. I just think the whole lawsuit's weird. I really hope we get more out of it because it's just a weird case. It really feels like okay, that's just a bunch of ads. It really feels like a case where someone at this law firm, I'm not even gonna pull up the law firm because I don't want them to yell at me. Um, excuse me, God. But it really feels like a sense of all of these people suddenly, or not all these people, it feels like this firm has just kind of been like sending out mailers going, hey, do you have a lawsuit? Maybe we can help, which is illegal. Schick for 199 says Kings goes commando under his judge's robe. You don't know what I do under my judge's robe. Shut up. They're trying to stick it to the Japanese for siding with the Germans. That's funny. Jeez. So we had a shooting at Old Dominion today. Apparently, the students that like eviscerated the guy did so with like their hands. Um, was there a shooting? I saw that someone rammed their car, but the well, I guess it would have been a shooting because the guards there shot it. Oh, this reminds me actually. Oh, I bet I did not save it. Nope. 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 Damn. Okay. I hope I don't make this up. Um. Let me see if I can remember this. Um. There was somebody that tweeted something like, fuck, I don't remember. It was, I think it had something to do with the shit that happened in New York over the weekend or last week, where someone was saying it's crazy how no one was like shooting at these people. I cannot for the life of me remember what it was, which I'm so pissed off about. Sean, it might have been something about Gracie Mansion. Um, I hate that I did. Maybe I saw the tweet because someone replied to it. So maybe I liked their reply. Oh man, I like so much shit. This is gonna be fun trying to find. Because I hate this because I thought about talking about it tonight, which is why I waited. So it might not be too long back. March 9th. The 9th was what? Monday, right? Yeah. Um no. Nope. 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 Damn it. Well, I guess maybe I'll just spend the weekend like scrolling through Twitter trying to find the video or the tweet I'm thinking about. But I remember thinking that the perfect reaction to this is that we we tell people that you can't have guns at schools, and some dumbass with some dumbass retard still shoots up a school. So laws don't actually make people do anything. But again, I don't remember the context because I can't find the damn tweet. Wow, I spent a lot of time on Twitter on the 7th. Fuck it. What's chat saying? Dude, I usually do. I almost always try to bookmark the things that I think I want to talk about, but I didn't bookmark this one. And I'm so pissed. So pissed about it. Oh, I do. I do. That's what that's what the 3.5 foot step or trip from my car door into my office is for. This was funny. Someone posted a picture of that weird Holly Hand kid, the McDonald's CEO, and the white dude running for Texas Senate, and was like, I'm pretty sure this is all the same CIA agent. Oh, that's interesting. Whoa, we have okay. Sorry, I have to save this for this week in gaming. I need to send this to X Wing right now. So, what we know about the shooter, Old Dominion University shooter Mohammed Jalal, born in Sierra Leone, became a naturalized U.S. citizen, radicalized by Al Qaeda, convicted of providing material support to ISIS, sentenced to 11 years in prison, released from prison early under Biden. Now, watch how quickly this story disappears. Oh yeah, dude, that whole thing that was fucking weird. But I'll tell you what, it has led to some of the best um, ad campaigns I've seen in a while. Like Burger King's guy coming in and doing a much better bite, but still not what they described at all. And then uh someone else did one. That I saw someone say, man, if they keep doing this, the Arby's guy's gonna come in and he's gonna fuck a sandwich. Uh that shit's funny. Yeah, I saw Wendy's do one. That's cool. Dude, guys, I keep seeing stuff. By the way, we're not having a legally speaking next week because we're gonna do like a 9-hour gaming stream of Crimson Desert. So not no legally speaking. What? Uh, I really hope this guy running against Lindsey Graham wins. Lindsey Graham's just a fucking idiot. Oh my god. Right. Without Lindsey, who would vote to go to war? Oh, that's the thing. Like, there's so much shit. I mean, again, this is one of the reasons why the founding fathers did not want people voting for senators because people are too dumb. We see that R, we see that D next to people's name, and 85% of us go, ooh, pretty red, pretty blue, and vote for that. Just pathetic. Oh my God. So there was actually a victim at the Old Dominion shooting. He's a lieutenant colonel in the army. Damn. Well, the way you do that is you repeal the 19th Amendment and you, well, actually, so here's the thing. I don't think you're never going to be able to repeal the 19th Amendment, but I do think we could amend the 19th Amendment. So let's re-amend it and say, okay, look, you want to be able to vote. I don't care what you look like or what's between your legs. But here's a couple things. One, you have to pay taxes. Two, you need to own property. Three, you cannot have received public assistance within the last 9 months. Um, what else? I mean, those three things I think, would get a lot of people to start voting better. Like, and again, look, at the end of the day, I'm not sitting here trying to get everyone to vote red or blue, but you should be able to have a reason for your vote other than Trump bad. Sean, that's you're never going to be able to do that because then that would go against an amendment, and the amendments are superior. Um, Grunt, I don't think I have. What is it? Oh, we have video of the shooting. Nah, well, it's just cops walking around. So the only so here's the thing. This is you've got to figure out um where you want to draw that line. Right now, that line is basically 18 up and have not committed a felony. Those tend to be decent decisions. The problem is there's too many people out there who either haven't been caught yet, haven't been arrested yet, haven't been convicted yet, or just are too lazy and too dumb to do anything about it. So if you want the line to be further away, let me scroll away from this because I'm staring at videos. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, cool. Um, if you want the voting population to be based solely on who pays taxes, well, let's think about everyone in America today. Most people pay taxes. Even the scum suckers that work for the federal government pay taxes. So that doesn't do enough. But it's a reasonable group of people that have direct need for the country to succeed. Well, okay, let's go from there to you pay taxes and are non-government assistance. Well, we've got a whole bunch of Supreme Court precedent that I would have to get rid of. There's a whole lot of Supreme Court cases that say you can't discriminate against people based on how much money they make and things like that. One vote per household. So then, but the problem with that, Grunt, is let's say I live with 3 other people. Okay, not for any financial reason. We just, the 3 of us are like, hey, we really get along and we'd like to live together. So we do. Well, who do we vote for? There's 3 of us. Do we vote for my candidate if my candidate is different from the other 2 candidates? What's the problem with that? Yep. With the Democrats, you can vote for anyone. Three's Company. You know, this lesbian really needs to stop being hired for anything. The other thing people really need to stop doing is this really stupid trend. Why? Why are we doing this?
I'll tell you what's going on.
Oh, look, it's the bitch that sat there with the fucking Viet Cong.
An authoritarian regime has taken over our government and is taking away all our constitutional rights. So let's get brave.
We've got 21 people in the chat here. 22 if you count me. What constitutional right have y'all lost? Anyone lost a constitutional right? Anyone been deprived of their right to vote? Anyone been deprived of their right to own a gun? Anyone been deprived of their right to speak, to address their government with an address of their grievances? Have you been deprived of your right to pray to whatever God you want to pray to? To meet up with people and protest peacefully? Have police entered your home without a warrant? Has the United States government forced soldiers to stay in your home? Have you been drawn and quartered? Or sorry, let me pull out my lawyer hat. Has a person or family friend been drawn and quartered? Let's see. Have you been told that you owe $1 million for jaywalking? What else? Are you not allowed to marry who you want to marry? Have you been told by the government you're not allowed to have sex? Have you been told that you're not allowed to live in that house because of what you look like? Let's see. I'm trying to go through like an exhaustive list of our constitutional rights and rights that have been kind of gained through Supreme Court precedent, which is Loving v. Virginia is the marriage one. And unfortunately, I can't think of a single one. It might just turn out that the dumbass that sided with the Viet Cong during Vietnam is just a fucking dumbass.
Stand up. Enough is enough.
Yeah, that is what's going on.
Okay, I'm telling y'all right now, The funniest thing in the world would have been if she had grabbed her tit. If she had grabbed her boob right there, that would have been fucking hilarious. Committee for the First Amendment. So their claim is that that Donald Trump and Stephen Miller have taken away one of the 5 rights enumerated in the First Amendment. If you're wondering, that's just a fucking lie. Bull fucking shit. You know, I wonder if what's his name? I wonder if Jay scrolls through Twitter, sees my just terrible potty mouth, and goes, "Man, I wish kings wouldn't talk like that." He has actually. He has exactly said that very statement before. Let's see. Just looking through the news, trying to see if we get any more news about what was going on in that thing from like a while back. I never did see that. Yes, Hokies. Yeah, you know what? Let's talk about that. So, guys, hang on a second. Hang on. Okay, okay. On our left here, we have Amon Gazella. He is the dude that was shot and killed when he tried to ram a truck into a synagogue in Michigan. Has anybody seen Mo Zamboni today? Anybody seen him? Yo, do you need a lawyer? I thought it looked a little like Mo. Actually, it kind of looks like Epic Mike and Beardo mixed together. So, God, I'll tell you what, sometimes you see something on Twitter and you just go, holy shit, now I feel retarded. So Washington State. We all knew that Washington State was kind of hopeless when it came to doing anything good, that they never really were going to be able to remove the cancer that's affected Portland. Portland has become this. Portland's a lot like Asheville, North Carolina. Both of them were kind of like this kind of liberal leaning and artsy. They had a lot of breweries. College kids would go out there and smoke pot, but it was still kind of a nice little upper class area. And then you had a bunch of people get in power that were like, hey, we need to get a lot of people to visit. I said Portland, I meant Seattle. There goes my credibility. You know, I haven't really felt dumb in a while, but that was pretty dumb. Okay, let's start over. So, Seattle. So Seattle is a lot like Asheville, where fuck it. All anyone remembers anything about Seattle, that unless you lived there, is from fucking Frasier episodes. That's all anyone knows. Coffee and rain and pretentious people on the radio. The only thing that I've ever enjoyed that came out of Seattle was the radio show that would do the second date callbacks and things like that. That's the only good thing that ever came out of Seattle or out of the state of Washington for me. I think people that want to go to Washington are fucking nuts. I think anyone that wants to go to the West Coast is nuts. It's a hellhole. It's a hellscape. There's nothing good there anymore. All the good stuff has been ruined by liberal ideology, liberal fanatics who want to turn what makes you and us great, wants to turn what makes America great into a hellhole, shithole, pathetic piece of hell. But one of the great things about the state of Washington was, until a day or two ago, they did not have income tax, state income tax. Until 2 days ago, when they passed a millionaire's tax. Washington lawmakers passed a 9.9 millionaires tax to fix a multi-billion-dollar deficit, sparking fears of a higher earner exodus and a hit to the tech sector. Again, when states raise taxes on rich people, the rich people pick up their shit and they leave. That's what happens. It happens every time. 55,000 people have moved out of the state of New York last year because of this. New York raised taxes on rich people and they said, you know what, I'm getting the fuck out of here, and left. What part? So, interesting. Why is the Dow Jones up, but the NASDAQ is down? They're both futures. Intriguing. So, you get these people who just don't give a shit. I mean, we've known Oregon and Washington just don't understand what the real world is. Again, the people of Washington live in this like weird thing. Well, that's not good. NVIDIA and Palantir have partnered to create a new, quote, AI operating system. And I'm fucking right, aren't I? So, honestly, I don't even know where I'm trying to go with this. It's a stupid idea. Honestly, it's completely illegal. You cannot have taxes that disproportionately affect other people. You cannot tax one group of people if you're not going to tax everyone. You cannot put taxes on white people that don't affect black people. You cannot put taxes on people that make $1 million that don't affect people that make $100,000. It's illegal. This is not going to survive. This is going to get struck down. In fact, didn't we talked about something out of Seattle a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? Seattle mayor. Okay, not the Seattle mayor. Portland mayor, maybe? Yes. Okay, y'all remember this? The Portland mayor made an announcement like a week ago that he wants the was it Washington governor? Hang on. I'm gonna ask Grok. Grok's gonna tell me. There is a West Coast politician that asked the city or state government's legislature, let's say that, to not overturn. Let's say overturn, to overturn previous legislation that they had campaigned on the previous year. Who and what was it? Y'all remember that? We were talking about this, I think, like 4 weeks ago. Oregon Governor Tina Kotek in 2025, Kotek pushed for it and signed the transportation funding package. Yeah, during a special legislation in September, the bill raised about $4.3 billion over 10 years through new taxes. However, after petitioners gathered enough signatures to refer parts of the law to a statewide ballot vote in November, Kotek publicly called for the legislature to repeal the law in the upcoming short session. So again, this is all that's going to happen again. Except this time it's going to be in Washington. The governor's going to start seeing all of his or her rich friends. I think Washington governor is, it's a dude, Bob Ferguson. Is going to start seeing all of his rich friends leave Washington. I mean, the Schultz, the Starbucks CEO, the like 5th richest man in the country, just announced he's retiring to Florida. Well, my guess is that it requires more than a legislature vote to amend the Washington Constitution. Tell you what, this watermelon's actually pretty good. Probably terrible for me because it's not even in season, which means it's probably full of a bunch of shit that's going to kill me. Ooh. So I'm going to pull something up. I'm going to let y'all read it, and then we're going to just going to move on, okay? I just want everyone to be aware of this information. We all good?
So this ICE organization is, totally out of control and must be ended. And that's why I brought in abolishing qualified immunity for ICE agents.
Yeah.
And just a couple of weeks ago, I brought in abolishing ICE.
Well, I think
Act.
So one of the things that kills me. Thank you, Sean. Thank you. Yes. Send via chat. Send the asteroid. Let's spell asteroid correctly. So, one of the things that I have always been very proud of being an American is the American dream. And I think we all have the American dream, I think, is different for everybody. Okay. For some people, it's literally just getting married and having kids. For other people, it's owning a McMansion and having 19 cars. For me, it's I don't really know yet. I haven't really gotten that far. But one of the things that I've always been very proud of as an American is that anyone can come to this country and better themselves. That you can show up here on a raft fleeing communist Cuba, and we have a deal saying if you make it to the shore, then we'll take you in. It's a policy that's existed for almost 50 to 60 years. I think it's an incredible thing that we are willing to do. We follow international law all the time when it comes to asylum. We push people to accept refugees who are fleeing dangerous and terrible countries. All this shit. I truly do believe is a great thing to do. And one of the things that I think is even more incredible is when one of these people that leave another country and they come to America to better themselves and they get here legally, they become a citizen, they do all this, and then they run for office and they win. It's like, oh my God, look at what you can do in America. You don't even have to be born here, and we let you run for office. Like, it's incredible. No other country, except the UK, but that's something else. But then you get people who take advantage of that. Like our favorite representative, I think he's a senator now. Nope, our favorite representative from Michigan, Sharitha Dor, or however the fuck you say.
So this ICE organization is, totally out of control and must be ended. And that's why I brought in abolishing qualified immunity for ICE agents.
Yeah.
And just a couple of weeks ago, I brought in abolishing ICE.
Well, I think
Act.
First off, my friend, you gotta fix your fucking eyebrows. What the fuck are you doing? Are you tattooing them on? I mean, are you nuts? What is this? And also, the other thing you gotta do, stop with the Botox, dude. People get old. It happens. Your skin gets a little more latexy. You don't need to stick 1,000 gallons of shit in your face because you're self-conscious about the way you look. And again, how about another thing? How dare you, a foreign-born person, tell me, an American, what my law enforcement should do? You know what? It sucks. It is terrible that Renee Good is dead. That sucks. It just does. It sucks that Alex Peretti is dead. It sucks, okay? It's not fun. We don't want anyone to die. We'd rather convince you that you're stupid. Y'all want us to die, but that's, remember, 6 months ago. 6 months in a day. You killed the one that just wanted to sit down and talk. Let's not forget it. Holy fuck! If I do this, can y'all still hear me? If I blow this up, y'all can still hear me, right? Just want to make sure. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try. Okay. I can't. Okay. We're gonna do this. I'm screenshotting this. Okay. Now, y'all remember one of the hallmarks of America is that everyone is equal under the law. That whether you are born in California or you're born in North Carolina, whether your father is a billionaire or you ate dirt for dinner, you are equal under the law. Now, why does someone who is representing shit, where'd it go? Hang on. Why is someone that is representing a state in the legislature where's my little is it not working anymore? I'm trying to screenshot this thing so I can zoom in on something, but it's not working anymore. Light shot.
Organize.
Yes, snip. Where the fuck's it going? Let's try doing this. Where's my Xbox controller? I'm gonna try to screenshot it using my Xbox controller. Sometimes that works. See my captures. Can't believe I have to do this. This is so fucking dumb. Oh, okay. It's just putting it in a different location for some reason. Okay. Let's pull this up. Okay. So, at the stage, we're going to change this to my screenshot. Screenshot of what we were just watching. Now, again, representative in the United States of America. All men and women equal under the law. If you can't read this, this is a book about the caste system. Now, what does it say? I don't know. But is it ridiculous to sit here and think maybe someone reading about the caste system isn't reading about it for a good thing? I mean, the caste system is literally the thing they have in India to justify telling people that they are not as good as other people. It's literally racism, but just they're all the same color. It's like, am I crazy? Also, who's up for a jump scare? Ah! What else are you reading? Oh, let's fake smile. I can't read any of that. Literally, Cats was the only thing I could read. Yeah. Yes, I am. Go to bed. Send me money. I might be crazy, but I might not be wrong in this instance. Iranian Supreme Leader confirmed in a coma and has has had his leg amputated. Wild. Yeah, the cardboard cutout. They had to amputate. They needed to make another one, so they just kind of cut off part of the bottom of it. Not quite what they did. Well, we could have talked about. I appreciate the Kings is trying to get the dead air like Jay just right. We could have talked about New York, the mayor of New York hosting a I don't even know what they call it, a prayer service at Gracie Mansion. No, apparently how soon they do forget. Olivia Dunn is joining Fox's Baywatch as a recurring character. So, I mean, she's very good at sit in is one way to describe it. She's very good at gymnastics, but there was something about Baywatch that she doesn't really have. But that's a different show. Clyde with 5 gifted memberships. If you got one, let's see those. Oh shit, I don't have any emojis yet. That's work for this weekend. That's work for this weekend. Wow. Nearly $1 trillion has been wiped out from the stock market today. It's all fake money. All right. Well, guys, y'all have a great night. We're going to see y'all tomorrow. Yeah, so we're gonna see you tomorrow for XCast, and then I might, depending on what time XCast ends up, we might do some Windrose because I'm really loving that game. I'm going to Hokies. I know you're in here. I built a couple of things today, but I'm going to leave the cannons and all that for tomorrow. I'm not going to do that without y'all. Don't worry. But it is actually shockingly quite difficult not to go play it. So now the question is it going to translate when they release the full game? Hopefully it does, but we got quite a while to see. Let's see who's live. GCA stuff is Wednesday, not Thursday, right? Kritless is live. Go say hello over to the crazy people over at Kritless. Y'all have a great night. Do not forget, there's good in this world worth fighting for. Do not black pill. Do what is right. You know what's right. And God bless America.